What's up everyone, it's Adam from Life of Adam. Came back with a brand new lifeguarding tip video. And in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about lifeguard hacks that you guys can incorporate when taking the lifeguarding training course for the very first time. This will help you survive the entire course, and it'll probably be a series. So this will be part one of my favorite tips and my favorite hacks to survive. Definitely incorporate these when you're doing the course, and I guarantee you'll pass. Now, before I dive into the details, if you guys are new to the channel, I make a bunch of lifeguarding videos about how to pass the course, how to pass the swimming pre-test, basically everything you need to know about being a successful lifeguard. So definitely consider subscribing and liking the video if you're new to the channel to help more people see content like this so that they can become lifeguards as well. Now, my first hack takes place on the very first day of the lifeguarding course. And now this is at the beginning where you're doing the water skills pre-test. So you're swimming 300 yards, you're treading water for 2 minutes with no hands, and you're retrieving the brick from the bottom of the pool. The best thing you can do is, number one, bring goggles. You can't use goggles for 99% of the course, but that 1% of the time that you can use it is for the 300-yard swim. And this will help a lot, especially getting to a rhythm and kind of getting in the zone, because when you're opening your eyes for a long period of time, you're swimming laps, the water gets in your face, it splashes in your eye, and you can't really see where you are in terms of like when you're turning around and when you're at the end of the wall. So it's really helpful just to get into that groove and not have to worry about being uncomfortable. And also it's something that's allowed and they don't really advertise it. So definitely take advantage. Now, another hack that happens on the first day is utilize the end walls and the bottom of the pool. Now, very carefully, before I go any further, I'm talking about the end walls when you're turning around during the 300-yard swim, and I'm talking about the bottom of the pool only for the brick dive. I'm not talking about when you're swimming the laps or when you're treading water, because your instructor will notice that and that's against the rules and you won't be able to pass. So this only applies for the bottom of the pool for the brick dive. Now let me explain. For the end walls for the 300-yard swim, you want to do a really big push off every time you finish a lap, because when you push off and you glide, not only will you cover a lot of ground, it'll help you take a breather and relax from all the kicking and all the breaststroke kicks and the flutter kicks. So it'll give you some time to relax, and it'll also cut the distance by like 33%. And if you do that every single lap and every time you turn around, it'll help reduce the entire swim so that you won't be as tired when you're doing it. Now, in terms of the brick dive, when you're getting the brick at the bottom of the pool, your instructor's not really gonna see whether or not you're doing a push-off along the bottom. So do a push-off, don't overdo it, and it'll be like really fast coming to the surface. But what you wanna do is you wanna do like a medium-sized push-off to help get your momentum upwards and hold the brick and get to the surface. So it's very useful to do this. This is something I've done during my recertification classes and my first time taking the course, and it's never been called out. So definitely use it more cautiously than like exaggerate the push off, but it's very helpful. Now, another hack is to find a good partner when doing the water skills. When you're taking the lifeguarding course, you usually pair up with someone in your class randomly, but if you're like kind of talking to someone since the beginning, you can partner up with them as like a friend. And I recommend you pick someone who's on the petite, smaller side of things, because when you're consistently rescuing people, you want someone who's like easier to grab, easier to go down to the bottom and use the rescue tube and bring to the surface. You don't want someone who's like a lot bigger than you and a lot heavier than you, so that you're like holding a lot of weight, which makes the skills a lot more difficult. So make sure you partner up with someone that's around your size or lighter to make the rescues easier. And if it's your friend, that's a plus, because then you can help each other out and bounce ideas off each other, and also not go as deep when you're doing deep water to kind of help you out as well. Now, another helpful tip goes along the lines of approaches. When you're rescuing someone, you jump in the pool and you have the tube tucked underneath you, you'll typically find that breaststroke is easier to do while holding onto the tube than front crawl. And that's because typically when you do front crawl, the tube likes to jump from underneath your armpits and like kind of shoot out to the side, which means then you have to kind of either tuck it in or swim while the rope is kind of tangling with your foot. So you don't want that. So I recommend you go with breaststroke. And it could be a faster pace of breaststroke if it's more urgent when you're making a rescue, but you wanna go with breaststroke because the tube doesn't pop out from underneath your armpits as easily. It's something that you can control. You don't have to worry about getting tangled, and also allows you to evaluate the situation more because your eyes are more focused on the victim. Whereas when you're doing front crawl, you're more side to side because they're gonna be preaching, looking at the victim at all times, and breaststroke is easier to do that with your chin more level with the victim. So I hope you found these hacks helpful. Definitely like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll see you all in the next upload. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.